Music time, which means it is showtime. This is Three Guys Before the Game, episode number 694. This is a recap of West Virginia against the Baylor Bears ×2. Both the WVU men and the WVU women hosting Baylor over the weekend at Hope Coliseum. Mountaineers got a split, trying to go 2-0. Did not happen. We've got that coming up, along with Hoppy's obvious observations. Talk a little bit about the Big 12 as a whole. Got some big games coming up this weekend. West Virginia goes back on the road for a single game at Cincinnati on Thursday night. And don't look now, but February's here. Shortest month of the year, which means the season is about to scoot really, really fast. 9 games in, 9 games to play in league play.
Wow. Memorial Day in a week and a half.
Excuse me, what was
Memorial Day here in a week and a half.
You might be
Spring
right.
drills
Get
right
your
around
Lou
the
Wendell
corner.
boat. Hurry up. It's going in 48 hours. Hurry up.
I don't know if it is. This deep freeze, I mean, it may not come.
This is ideal
It
boating.
may not
No,
come.
this is ideal boating season. You got to get ready for the season. Three Guys brought to us by GoMart.
Can't leave the house.
Get yourself a GoMart rewards card. Go to gomart.com for details. Got to download the app and
Talk more about that.
Yeah.
Talk more about that later.
All right. By Lou Wendell Marine Sales in St. Albans. They sell family fun. They're award-winning. And this is a great time of the year, even though it is snowy and frosty, to get ready for the season.
Get an icebreaker.
The only Honda Marine premium dealership in the state of West Virginia, Lou Wendell Marine Sales. By Tudor's Biscuit World, start your day the homemade way with a Tudor's biscuit. By Comax Business Systems, keeping West Virginia's business data safe, secure, efficient for 25 years. By Jan Dill's attorneys at law, they won't take no for an answer. And by the Conley CPA Group, providing value beyond numbers.
CPA's on the clock.
Oh, see, now you brought that up. I didn't. But we have 10 weeks before all of the CPAs go into their catatonic nerve mode, where they have to get everything done by April the 15th. So they're shaking
In
right
some
now.
cases. Sometimes it's
Not all.
quarterly.
Not all.
So
Well, it's still April 15th, still the big day. All right, so not the result that we wanted in the men's game. It was exactly the result we wanted in the women's game. Coincidentally, both games end with a margin of victory of 10 points. Nationally ranked matchup on Sunday afternoon inside Hope Coliseum. WVU knocks off Baylor by a score of 70-60. It's a huge win for WVU. Baylor had only lost 3 times the entire season. And just take a win and be happy with it. But every time West Virginia wins, you know what I do? The women, I go like,
what?
if you just would have got the TCU, who you got beat with on a buzzer beater,
Well,
and the Texas Tech,
Well, that
and the
happens,
Texas
though.
Tech. I mean, this team could be in first place. Mark Kellogg is fabulous.
Mm-hmm.
We said going into the season, what will they do? What will they do with the loss of a WNBA player?
Go get players.
They just keep winning.
Win.
They just keep winning.
Mimi Wheeler. Hello.
Yeah.
They should double-double.
Double-double.
A big double-double. Not like just like slipped over
No,
the top
it was
double-double.
15 double-double.
18 and
boards.
15. 18 and 15. Hello.
I'm surprised they did not call security to the Hope Coliseum because West Virginia stole the ball so much.
30 turnovers for a ranked Baylor team. That's a top 15 team. Turned it over 30.
30, and 13 steals.
Well, think about this.
38 POTOV.
Yeah, the points off of
Yeah.
turnover. So West Virginia scored more than half of its points because of Baylor turnovers. They scored 38 out of their 70 off of Baylor turnovers. And because this is a statistical aberration. West Virginia was outshot in the game. The Mountaineers shot 29.8%. We'll call it 30. The Baylors shot 34. Baylor got beat by 10. Why? West Virginia took 23 more shots at the goal. Because of the
They're
turnovers.
stealing the ball and running down
Plus
the court.
25 in that points off turnover category. 16 of those turnovers were live ball variety. West Virginia got a point per possession off of those. So 16 points off those 16 live ball turnovers. Pretty good.
By the way, 6K at the Hope Coliseum.
Fantastic.
Good crowd.
Yeah. I probably shouldn't go here this early in the show,
Go ahead.
but the officiating left a tremendous amount to be desired.
Now, don't get into all our stuff here.
Okay, fine. I'll just leave it at that. The officiating left a tremendous amount to be desired. We'll leave it at that. I'll get into that more coming up in just a little bit. Cold outside lately, right? So what do you need to do? You need to warm up. Tudor's Sunrise Specials from now until the end of this month, from now until the end of the month of February. $5. Customers can get a Ron or a Mary B biscuit, choice of a 12-ounce coffee or a 20-ounce iced tea, or an order of hash browns for $5. Check it out. Do it now. You know, the Ron is the sausage, egg, and cheese. The Mary B is the bacon, egg, and cheese.
That's mine. That's my go-to.
And on both.
So pretty doggone good. Sunrise Specials, $5 American. Three Guys also brought to us by Comax Business Systems. Is your old phone system in your workplace done? The numbers, like they stick. You push down the hold, and the hold won't go. The hold won't stay down. It just keeps coming up.
That's the equivalent to the old school rotary phone when you'd get it like 3/4 of the way there, and your hand would slip, and it'd go back, and you'd have to restart it. The sticky button on the phone is the new age 3/4 dial.
You know, I have nightmares about that. I have nightmares of trying to dial.
It was so stressful.
It was stressful.
You have nightmares about that?
I have nightmares. I'll have about 3 times a year. I'll have a nightmare. I'm trying to dial a number.
Wow. It was just a stressful process. Like, especially in high school, when you were trying to call somebody you may want to ask out, and you had to already think through what you were going to say. What if the dad answers? What if the mom answers? Then you got to dial the damn thing, and then you got to have your speech ready. There's a lot that went into that.
It sounds like there might be a story there.
I'm just saying. So that was a stressful time in technology.
You don't need to deal with that anymore. Comax Business Systems has the most up-to-date phone systems for businesses available. All you got to do is visit comaxwv.com, comaxwv.com, make that transition to a new phone system.
Did she go with you to the prom?
You think I prepare for spreads on stats? You should have seen that whole ordeal.
Oh, my gosh, I bet.
You know, one good thing about that now is the fact that everyone has a cell phone. You don't have to worry about mom or dad answering the phone. It's direct.
But I think it's done a disservice to today's youth. I think that was great character building to have to line. You had to line up and say, all right, Dad, here we go. I'm going to make a call. I'm going to handle it. Going to get your daughter on the phone here. That took some work.
That's a good point.
And
Susie, there's a boy on the phone.
You could be screwed early. Like, if you came out of the gate on that first call and you were a negative, you were done. Potentially cooked. Had to do some scouting reports, know about the parents. Is the dad tough? Is the mom tough? Yeah. Who's the nice one of the two? Who can I get in there with?
Wow.
What time should I be calling?
Classic Brad. You over
I had a lot of spreads on stats on that stuff.
Had the analytics.
Anyway, we digress.
3.2 chance over under. Dad will answer. You got that going for you. All right.
Brad was an athlete and a good-looking guy.
I was sure Dad was a sports fan. Well, put up 29 last week. Did you see that?
I don't think you opened with that.
I never did.
No, I think you're exactly right, though. Kids don't communicate well now because they haven't had tough calls to make.
Correct.
So they just put their head down.
I mean, there was no help in that. I didn't go to my mom and say, hey, can you call for me? Right now, you get a lot of the kid wants you to help them.
There was no
help. You were on an island. That was like man press coverage. You're by yourself against an elite receiver, and you better make the play.
Yeah. Here's Here's an obvious observation before Hoppy's obvious observations. When we were on the Arizona trip, we spent considerable time on the Arizona campus because we had an extra day. So we walked the campus. And one of the days, I was waiting for someone, I don't know, whatever it was, and I was just sitting there. And I'm watching. The students are matriculating around the campus. Yeah, you're exactly right, Hoppy. I never realized it. No one talks.
No.
You could be in a church and it would be louder.
It's very quiet.
Heads are down.
Heads are down.
And for those that are talking,
headphones.
They're talking to someone on a FaceTime call.
Yes.
So, like, now that's the thing, right? You walk around campus and you're talking to your people. That blew my mind.
Heavy headphone usage. There was a lot of headphones.
I wanted to scream at the top of my lungs, hey, do you realize and understand why you can't communicate? That blew me away. That's an absolute old man observation.
It was. But what
the frick?
I think one thing you miss there, another old guy, is you miss being required or forced or having to communicate with people that you don't know or aren't already comfortable with.
Yes.
Which is a lesson in life. Is like you run into somebody, how are you going to interact with them?
Yeah, 100%. You're on it, Hopster.
All right.
But anyway, that kind of just made me go. It kind of just made me go. All right, I haven't talked to Jake about this, but it's time for Hoppy's obvious observation. Let's see if we can get the video again. Can we get that? Do we have the video again? We might be able to do that again. We might. Then again.
We didn't tell Jake
tell
in
him.
our
It's
meeting.
totally is my fault.
That's all right. We can go
fine.
right into it.
Wait a second.
We'll just go blue screen.
Blue screen. We go blue screen.
Jake
here?
efforting.
Oh, that's okay, Jake. Don't worry about it. We'll just do this.
He's got thoughts that sound brand new.
Oh, wait, there it is.
But
Wait,
they're things
wait,
we already knew.
Oh, Jake.
He's
I
got
think it's already
thoughts
going.
that
Shot clock's
sound
winding
brand
down.
new.
Oh, now it's
But
gone.
they're things we
All right, let's just go. This is not good. I think it's kind of like the Mountaineers were Saturday, just like a lot of fails.
A little bit off.
Jake's now in the building. Jake has come into the room.
Huh? Oh, okay. All right. No, we're going to make it. Yeah, what the hell?
This is a high-level
This is a podcast. This is what you're supposed to.
This is not sharp.
Talk about communicating.
This is a podcast.
Jake just communicated. Just walked in, communicated.
Okay, Jake, here we go. We're going to run it in 3.
My goodness.
In 3, in
This
2,
is
and in 1. Go.
He's got thoughts that sound brand new. But they're things we already knew. He's got his whip bomb ready. Heaven knows. Let's make it quick before his bladder blows. It's Hoppy's obvious.
Yeah,
Observations.
baby. Yeah.
Well, that was right on.
That was.
Yeah.
It was dead
Well,
on.
Jake and I got a certain work together.
I feel guilty raising questions about Saturday's game when we just had a really bad performance ourselves there in the beginning.
that's all right.
Okay, so here's the word that came to mind. The word is disappointment.
Yeah.
Disappointing on several fronts. First, you lose the first game this season at Hope Coliseum, so you didn't protect the home court. Disappointing for the fans who came out on a very, very cold day, made the effort to be there and really didn't, and they tried to make a difference and really didn't respond enough anyway. Disappointing in the way West Virginia played. Got off to a slow start again. And then you spend the whole game, then it takes so much effort to try to make that up. And Coach Hodge talked about being disappointed, and he put so much emphasis on defense, Tony, being disappointed in the defense early. So you get behind, and it takes all this energy because it starts on the defensive end. And then at the end, in the second half, you go through the stretch where you're not making shots, and some of it's just, and Brad, you'll have numbers on this, some of it's just you're not making shots, and some of it is it takes all this effort defensively to get back in the game. It's not always easy to go down when you're exhausted and try to make shots. So there's a risk reward to some of that. There's a cost to that effort that goes into trying to claw your way back in the game. Disappointing, it didn't cost you the game, but disappointed in the officiating. Big time game between West Virginia and Baylor. The officiating was not up to the standard of the ball game. Coach Hodge said there were times in the second half they were stagnant on offense. Guys were, I know we talked about there were sets where you're not supposed to move, but he talked about times when the guys weren't moving. They were just, he said they were tired, just didn't want to move. Didn't shoot well. You'll get into the numbers there. Obviously, Honor was off, and in the second half, they did a much better job against Eagle staff. And, the other thing is, and you guys talked about this going in, you all were worried, and appropriately, Baylor's got guys. They got guys, right? And Scott Drew knows how to coach. And you figured at some point this season, you didn't want to look at their record. You looked at some point this season, they were going to start to get it together, right? They were going to start to play better. And they did. They started to play better Saturday. And Coach Drew said, we finally defended at a level where we could win.
Yeah, they did. I'll get to that too.
Yeah.
They guarded.
So they guarded. West Virginia had trouble. So, if you'd played just a little bit better, I think you could have pulled that one out. I mean, it was close. Forget the 10 points. It was close. The
game was decided in the first half.
Okay,
it was
good.
over in the first half. Scott Drew wins 90% of his games when he leads at halftime.
I heard you with that stat.
If you don't come out and you are the hammer instead of the nail at a start of a game like that, which West Virginia wasn't, they were the nail, they got hammered, that was it. Ball game.
And we talked about guys. I mean, Cameron Carr's a dude. He had a great game. Yesufu, Ogbum. I mean, they just good players. Good players. Made more plays. So overall, the word for me is disappointing. Now you have the road game at Cincinnati. They're coming off a 26-point loss to Arizona at Arizona, but everybody loses Arizona. So the Bearcats 2 games back, beat Baylor at home by 10. You got to go to Cincinnati. And now you got these games coming up, Brad. You got on the road against Cincinnati. Then you got Texas Tech at home. Then you got UCF and BYU. This is a defining stretch right here.
Tough stretch.
Right now you're in pretty good shape in this league when you're you got 5 wins. You're one back in the win category from the upper half of the league. So you're in good shape there, and you're 2 ahead in the win category in the lower part. So you're right there. You're okay. But, Brad, this stretch is next 4 or 5 games huge.
It's tough. Yep.
Okay.
Agree.
We talked about the women, but that was a great win for the women, knocked off number 14 Baylor, the co-leader in the league. We talked about the 13 steals, 30 turnovers. Wheeler had her 6th double-double, 6,000 fans there. So just a great win for West Virginia. Women. Rifle team. So I suspect that Army and Navy have great sharpshooters.
One would hope.
One would hope for our national defense, and I'm sure that they do. But Saturday, before the basketball game, they're at the range. What's it? Bill McKenzie.
Is it the McKenzie shooting range?
It's the McKenzie shooting range.
Oh, he's got his name on it?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
They're at the Bill McKenzie Mobile Rifle Range in the Shell Building.
Oh, he's got the mobile unit.
Yeah, he's got WVU knocks off Army and Navy. Army and Navy.
That's a good Saturday right there. I mean,
too bad the Air Force wasn't available.
That doesn't happen at all. You take off both of them.
Would have just taken home the whole Commander-in-Chief's trophy
Army
right there.
And Navy.
Just bring it right over here.
Same day. If WVU defeats Kentucky Saturday, the Mountaineers will claim their 17th Great American...
The GARC.
Yeah, the GARC, the Great American Rifle Conference title.
I like the GARC.
And they're 3rd in a row. But I thought, you beat Army and Navy. That's a good day. 2 other obvious observations. Benefits of winning a national championship. What do you get? You get recruiting, you get donations, you get ticket sales. You know what else you get? Merch. Big-time merch sales. This is from Sports Business Journal. Around 94 licensees have hopped on the Indiana University licensing program, and there are retailers and licensees saying it's the largest championship market ever.
They have the most alums because they have the most alums.
Well documented.
Going to sell stuff. And finally, a little trivia question for you guys. I think you'll get it. On this day in 1970, February 2nd, this college athlete became the first college basketball player to reach the 3,000-point mark.
Lou Cinder.
I was going to say Kareem.
Or Elvin Hayes. 70.
1970. Another hint. 3 years, his team never went to
Pete Maravich.
Pete Maravich. Pete Maravich did on February 2nd, 1970. Scored 49.
3,000 points.
Scored 49 in LSU's 109-91 victory over Mississippi State. By the way, there was no three-point shot.
No.
There was no shot clock.
No.
And freshmen couldn't play.
And no elastic around the tops of his socks.
Oh.
Remember that?
Yeah. Did it in 3
Probably only
seasons.
got one pair.
In 3 seasons, he finished with 3,667 points and was the all-time leading scorer in men's and women's college basketball until Caitlin Clark. I
loved him, man. I used to watch him. I loved him in the NBA.
I went back. I do that this day in history just for fun. I went back. I saw that, and I went down a rabbit hole and started watching his highlights.
You can watch a lot of his stuff, man.
He was incredible.
Different dude.
He was incredible.
Little West Virginia connection. Of course, his dad coached at Davis and Elkins, where you have an honorary degree from. Don't you?
No, Wesleyan.
Same
not
thing.
D&E.
Same thing. D&E.
Same league.
Same league.
In that 3 years, they never made the tournament because only 25 teams got in at that time.
Yeah.
He averaged 43 points a game. 43 points a game with no three-point shot. Played about 10 years in the show. Kind of,
sad ending. Died of a heart attack while playing basketball.
He was 1988 at the age of 40. He was playing basketball, a pickup game. Died from an undetected heart defect. Was
playing with James Dobson from Focus on the Family.
Wow, really?
In a pickup game when he collapsed.
Wow. So just that Brad, to score that many points when there's no three-point shot. And somebody went back and looked at his shots, actually did an analysis.
Yeah, how many would it have been?
And you look at the highlights, he's way back there. If the three-point line had been in effect, he would have averaged 67 points a game.
Is that right? That's a good one. Well, that's some work to go back and do that.
Yeah. So anyway, a little trivia for you. That's all I got.
All right. Well, it's good. Let's do that. Let's close it then, because I like using the music by all means.
Well, that was something we already knew. Obvious thoughts from Hoppy's point of view.
Play for the Hawks, Jazz, and Celtics.
This segment has been brought to us by Blistex.
Blistex.
The lip balm in the blue can. Soft lips, smooth talk. That's the plan.
Here's how Brad had a quick release.
His passing was, you talk about his scoring, but his passing
was incredible.
He was a Globetrotter. He was a
The
Harlem
Globetrotters offered him $1 million.
If you go on YouTube, they also have some horse contests that he played against former, current NBA players while they were in. Remember that? And they do one-on-one. They play. Remember at halftime of the NBA when it used to be on ABC? This is in the very early 70s. At halftime, they would pre-tape during the summer one-on-one games between NBA players.
Really? I don't remember that.
Go look some of those up. Fantastic games. Yeah. Really good stuff. All right. Very good, Hoppy. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
3 guys before the game. Spreads on Stats is coming up. But a reminder, as we said, this is a great time of the year. You wouldn't think it, but with all the frozen conditions out here, think summer. It is coming. The buds will be buds will be budding. That's what they'll do. Flowers will be blooming, and the water will get warmer. And at Lou Wendell Marine Sales right now, great opportunity for you to take advantage of some winter deals or get servicing for your craft. But they are the only Honda Marine premium dealer in the state of West Virginia. They've got that Honda McLaren racing motor, the new one's out. It goes like 5 million miles an hour.
No, it doesn't.
Give or take a few miles or knots per hour. But they are the place to be, award-winning. 40 years in business, which means they just do a fantastic job. All right, question for you, Senator. On the Spreads on Stats, is there anything that's going to make us go like, what?
Well, there's one that's not good.
One?
In particular.
All right, in that case, let's get into it. Spreads on Stats is here.
You guys were bummers.
Here comes a heater.
Let's jump into the analytics portion of the show.
Ready? 5, 4, 3, 2.
Spreads on Stats is our opportunity to dive deep into the game or the games that have been played, brought to us by Conley CPA Group. They provide value beyond numbers, complete service, public accounting, and consultation. Clients throughout the state of West Virginia and beyond. Celebrated their 40th year anniversary in 2025. Local firm, established pros, taking care of every business concern you may have. Not only is it full service public accounting, but also great consultation as to how to do this, how to do that, and the best way to save your dollars. All right, man, jump in. Give it to me.
Well, Hop already said what I was going to lead with. We talked all week. Let's look back and look at what we said going into this game and what came to fruition, what did not. The first thing we sat up here and said, listen, this is dangerous. We'll look out for this team. There's some talent there. Just didn't feel good about that game, Tony. I had an uneasy feeling about that thing all week, especially after their loss to Cincinnati and the way Carr played in that game. First thing we pointed out was the elite offensive rebounding prowess of this Baylor program, not just this particular team, but that's a Scott Drew trait. This team was 9th in the country in offensive rebounding percentage coming into the game, had 4 players in the top 11% nationally in offensive rebounding, so they were very, very good, got a lot of their points from second chance points. We also, though, thought there was an opportunity for West Virginia to return the favor and get some offensive rebounds and second chance points on the other side because the Bears had struggled, believe it or not, with defensive rebounding in Big 12 play. So offensive glass thought to be a big key both ways. West Virginia did a great job in this one. Normally, Hoppy, you walk out and you take all of these numbers.
Yes.
12-10 second chance advantage for Baylor, so you only lost that category by 2. Percentage of second chance points, 19% of Baylor's points came that way. 18.9% of West Virginia's points came that way. That's the second best offensive rebounding percentage for West Virginia in a Big 12 conference game. Most of those in the second half, that kept you in that. But that was something I thought if you were going to lose, it was because that category would get way out of whack. It didn't. You held your own on that. We talked about Baylor being a good shooting team, specifically when you guarded them. This was something that stood out to me as an area of concern because I figured West Virginia would guard them, but this was a Baylor team that came in top 12% nationally in points per possession on guarded catch and shoots. So this is a team that even when you guarded them, made shots. This might wow you. Baylor had 23 points off guarded catch and shoots, the second most all season for Baylor. The most they had in that category came in their very first game of the year in a bye game. So in their the most points scored in a meaningful game off guarded catch and shoots came in this one. They scored 0 points on unguarded catch and shoots. 0. They had 19 total catch and shoots. 18 of them were guarded.
So they made shots.
They made tough shots. You did not. They did. So if you want to stop and we can go on to the next thing, you can, because that was really the game right there. I'll get into some more stuff, but that was kind of a wow to me. Out of 19 jump shots, 18 classified as guarded. So that was obviously, as you would expect, the fewest unguarded shots in a game that Baylor's had all season. We mentioned the Bears get to the free throw line quite a bit. Top 100 team in the 74th percentile in free throw attempt rate, and they don't put opponents on the line. Top 40 nationally and not putting you on the line. Actually, this came out in West Virginia's favor, and you were in really good shape here. West Virginia got to the line. Baylor did not. Just a 9% free throw attempt rate in the 1 percentile nationally. So West Virginia did a really good job of guarding without fouling, put them on the line only 5 times. Flip it around the other way. You got to the line 18 times. You made 12 of them, plus 8 points at the line. Yeah, you would have liked a couple more. That might have helped, but you won that category. We said watch out for Cameron Carr coming off a season worst performance. He led them with 16, but West Virginia again made it tough. Credit Jasper Floyd again. 6 of 15 from the floor for Carr. A game high for both teams, 7 turnovers. So he got 16 and he had 12 rebounds. I get it, but you did enough with those 7 turnovers. Defensively, you made it tough on him. Agbem was very good and picked up the slack, but Cameron Carr, you kind of held in check coming off what was his worst performance of the year. Let's talk about West Virginia's offense for a second, because I thought that's where it really got you, and I'm going to go into some numbers here that I think illustrate that. I thought Baylor's defense, as Scott Drew outlined there, that's what jumped out to me. I thought they were really good. West Virginia only got 1 guarded catch and shoot all game. So we look at Honor's numbers, you're not winning. It's just simple as that. You're not going to win when Honor has the kind of day from the floor that he did. A lot of tough shots for him. Nothing came easy, except the couple in the corner where he did. They weren't classified as unguarded, but they were great looks for Honor. Got a guy up, guy flies by him. You're down 3. You had 2 threes from the corner, down 3 that could have changed the game there late. We'll get into some of that. In the 5 games, when Honor has the fewest catch and shoot jumpers, okay, so there's on the 5 games when he's got the fewest catch and shoot jumpers, just never mind guarded or unguarded, just the fewest total number of catch and shoots, West Virginia's 1-4. So that tells you something, right? I mean, we know he's got to go offensively, and I thought Baylor did a great job of taking that away. They also took Trey away after that stretch, and quite frankly, I thought that it was early, but I thought you just took control of that game. When he made that second consecutive 3, Trey I'm talking about now, that was his 9th point of the game, and he was rolling. He got that with 8:29 to go in the first half. Didn't score the rest of the game.
Again, yeah.
So I thought that's as good a job as we've seen in a close game. Houston probably did the best job, but that's a really good job by Baylor, I thought, of taking Honor and Trey away and saying other guys are going to have to beat us. And, man, there were other shots. There were other shots available in the lane. I'll get into those coming up here in just a little bit that you couldn't finish. You tied a season low for field goals in this game and threes. Here's where I thought the game was decided, and I understand your point in the first half, and that stat was Scott Drew, but I thought this is the death knell to me. At 11:29 in the second half, West Virginia had 47 points on the board. They'd scored 47 points with 11:29 to go in the second half. Fast forward to the very last play of the game, Jasper scored in essence at the buzzer with 1 second remaining to land on 53.
So 4 points.
That means you went 11 minutes and 28 seconds and scored 4 points. I do think fatigue was some of it. Mm-hmm. I think that the grind defensively that you were putting forth, which was an elite defensive effort to climb back in it, and I think Baylor was tired too.
Yes.
They were guarding you at the other end. That was just standing in the center of the ring, just throwing punches, and I do think it affected both offenses. But guys, you had 11:28 on the clock, and you could only manage 4 points. That, to me, was the biggest part where you went, oh, my gosh. They felt like they were trying to hand you the game. You kept getting turnover after turnover. You kept getting stops. You were doing a great job there. But, man, how many multiple missed layups did we have? Multiple misses on those little jump hooks from point-blank range when you did some creation.
How many layups you missed?
I'm coming. So you missed a bunch of those shots. I mentioned the 2 honor threes that normally you would take. But again, there's some fatigue. So it's easy for me to say, make those open threes. But he missed those. Here's the numbers.
Okay.
8 for 14 at the rim for the game. 8 of 14 at the rim.
Surprising.
That's not very good.
I thought it'd be worse.
Yeah, well, that's a lot of misses for not a lot of shots. Remember, you don't have a lot of shots. 13 of 29 in the lane or at the rim.
Yeah, that's
so 45%. So there were opportunities there, and I thought your offense was reacting to them taking away your shooters by getting it down into the paint. You just could not finish. Turnovers, let's talk about those for a second because those are starting to get a little bit concerning. 18.3% turnover percentage against Baylor. That's the 6th Big 12 game with an 18% or higher number. I think you're a little fortunate to be 3-3 in those games. West Virginia is now 16th out of 16 in turnover percentage in Big 12 play. So Ross would tell you, Hoppy, if you're going to limit possessions offensively, you cannot turn it over at a rate that's nearly almost 1 in 5 possessions. That's got to get cleaned up here pretty quickly. You're also not countering that enough defensively. 12 out of 16th in opponent turnover percentage. And so that's another part here, guys, as you look at what needs to happen offensively. West Virginia is gonna slow the ball down and control tempo, which works on the defensive end. We've seen that. That's what when they've won games, it's because of that. But if you're struggling to make shots in big stretches, you've got to find ways to get some easy points. You're not really doing it off points off turnovers lately, and you're not getting to the free throw line enough either. You're 13th in the league in free throw attempt rate, and then 15th in the league in free throw percentage when you get there. So nothing easy offensively right now, and that's part of why you've seen the stretches of struggling on the offensive end. Now, another reason for some of that, I'm going to jump ahead, do a kind of season look right now. Eric Haslam, who runs Haslametrics, a respected site, of his top 15 defensive efficiency teams, he just put this out today. Iowa State's 1, Houston 4, Arizona 5, Kansas 11, Clemson's 14. So nearly a quarter of West Virginia's opponents so far this season have been in the top 14 in defensive efficiency. So sometimes that's going to make the offense not quite work, right? Ken Palm thinks it's been even tougher. 27% of West Virginia's opponents in his top 15, including Arizona, Iowa State, Cincinnati, Houston, Kansas, and Clemson in that particular area. So there you go. There's more, but that's kind of the 11-28 where you only got 4 points when the game was, I thought, there for the taking. That's the part that was a bummer.
There was that, whatever it was, 4, 5, 6, 7 minutes, Tony, where nobody was scoring, and it was just, like Brad said, just like punchers in there. Can somebody land a punch? Good defensive play on both ends, and neither team during that stretch could really take advantage. Then West Virginia continued to be cold, and Baylor made a couple shots.
You were walking up a hill the entire game. Baylor led the game for basically 37 minutes, 36 minutes and 56 seconds. West Virginia had the lead for 2:24. It was tied once, and the lead changed hands only 3 times the whole game.
Wow.
So you were trying to catch up for 40 minutes, basically.
And when you play teams like that are struggling, and I've been on many teams like that, Hop, when you get them down finally, that's a point where you got to crush, because there's an internal feeling that gives you here we go again. Evidence, look at Kansas State. They got absolutely obliterated by Iowa State on Saturday, had no fight left in them. They get down big, what do they say? Well, we're done. So I would have liked to seen that Coliseum was hopping when Trey hit that last three. It was rolling. You would grab the lead. If you could have tacked on a couple more buckets there, you wonder what that Baylor team that was struggling mightily and had been on the road for a week, what they did. Instead, that give them credit. They clawed back in. You're right. Drew's a very good coach. They climbed back in it, and then they were in a game and just said, all right, we're here. We might as well go win it.
Well, the reality of it is this. They have more talented players.
True.
They have more skilled players. They have two guys that right now are being listed in the first round of the NBA draft. That doesn't mean you can't beat them, but what it means is you have to play at a really, really high level of efficiency. You can't go 11-plus minutes scoring 4 points. And again, the beginning of the game gave Baylor the confidence and the breath and the life that it needed. Coming off a loss against Cincinnati, they got in here Thursday night. They played loosey-goosey. They played with nothing to lose, and they said, let's get after it. And West Virginia did not respond to that initial charge, and as a result was climbing up the hill the whole game.
It is frustrating, though, because those two guys you're referring to went 11 of 27 with 9 turnovers on the day. I mean, that's a winnable formula. You held those guys in check for the most part. That game was there. That's going to be one you're going to look back on and be disappointed in. It was there.
It's interesting, too, that when Kansas comes in, you go, oh, good, Kansas, because West Virginia does well against Kansas at home. Baylor comes in, you go, oh, Baylor.
No teams had more success in Morgantown than Baylor. They're 9-4 now.
Yeah, and that's been recent because West Virginia early on was the more successful. As we mentioned, there's been a number 1 Baylor team rolled into the Coliseum and got beat, but it's been in this 4 years of turmoil for West Virginia, Baylor's really taken advantage of those games. That's where they've made their hay in this series.
One thing that I like, one of the many things I like about Coach Hodge is he doesn't throw players under the bus. He takes personal responsibility. He always talks about, well, during that dry period, he says, I need to call better stuff. I need to be a better coach. I mean, he takes responsibility for the outcome of the games.
Yeah, and
when things don't go well.
And he's not just saying that. I mean, he thinks that. I mean, when he went back and watched the film, he was thinking, all right, what could I have called differently to get there? But again, you did get some shots. I mean, at some point, you just gotta make some shots, and West Virginia didn't in this game. Now you're due somewhere along the line to start making some shots. But I do think Big 12 teams have certainly stepped up their perimeter defense. You're down to double-digit threes in one of the last 6 games. So teams are doing a good job now of taking away your shooters and saying, go ahead, you want to score in the paint, go score in the paint, but we are absolutely not letting your shooters take these shots away. Cincinnati was the one where you made some shots against, which is the next coming game. Now you're walking into their building. They're playing better. They certainly haven't quit, but that's a team you scored against from distance last time.
You did, but that's an aberration because statistically they guard well.
They do. Well, they guarded you well.
Yeah.
You just made some outside shots. You had as many threes as you did twos in that game.
And Tony, to your point, it's starting, and Coach Hodge referred to this, it's starting to look a little bit like a trend of these slow starts.
4 games. Can't get behind. And hopefully these guys get that lesson. They understand that because you can't play with these teams and just think every game you're going to be able to come back. It just doesn't work
especially
that way.
Especially when your offense is predicated upon slowing down the game, limiting possessions, those kinds of things. It's like every possession becomes huge. It's not going to be a 109, 106 game.
Credit Jasper. There's not a lot of individual shout-outs, I realize, when you don't win the game, but, man, he was really good. Again, defensively, he is so good on ball, as I've mentioned many times. 9 rebounds led you in that category. 4 of those were offensive. So Jasper with a really, really good night. 9 rebounds at your point guard. You don't see that very often.
3 Guys Before the Game is brought to us by Jan Dills, attorneys at law. They won't take no for an answer. The firm started right here and it continues to operate in Parkersburg, West Virginia, but they have clients and they've got lawyers all over the country serving folks in all 50 states, specializing in the area of military benefits and Social Security disability claims. So if you or someone that you know needs help in that world, that space of working to try to get benefits, both for military and for Social Security claims, contact Jan Dills, attorneys at law. The call costs you nothing. You pay only until they get a settlement for you. So if you or someone that you know is in that space that needs help, military benefits or Social Security disability benefits, contact Jan Dills, attorneys at law. They won't take no for an answer. All right, so as we said, Cincinnati is coming up. The rare Thursday, Sunday games coming up for the Mountaineers. We've got a Super Bowl Sunday game at home, 1 o'clock tip this coming Sunday, and then the Cincinnati game's a 7 o'clock game in Cincinnati. And at this point, I mean, I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
What do you mean?
I mean, just like this is separation time in college basketball. This is where some teams go south and some teams stay the same and some teams go north. Like, just take a look as we get into this week. As Brad said, you've got 2, 4, 6, 8 teams right now with winning records in the league. And you've got, from the next rung down, there are at least 1 to 2 games under. Those teams are Oklahoma State. You've got 1 game against them. Cincinnati, you've got them this week. TCU, you've got them later. Utah, Kansas State. You got 5 of your 9 games left against teams currently below you in the standings. You have 5 league wins. You with me?
I'm with you.
You following how this is going to work?
Yeah.
So like in the old Meatloaf song. So what's it going to be? Yes or no? Which way you going? Which way you going? I'll find it fascinating because this team has the opportunity to win more games, but they have got to toughen up really, really fast and really, really quick. And you got to find a way to get Honor going and Trayson going, because obviously coming out of that game on Saturday, they were off and they shot a combined 4 for 20. And you can't win. You just can't win. And then, even with all that being said, point-blank shots in front of the rim. That'll be the one memory I take from that game.
Yep.
1 to 2 feet away from the rim, it would not
Just
go into the
wouldn't
hole.
go in. It was weird. It was like I kept, while I was listening to you guys and watching it, I was thinking of like one of those old carnival games where you shoot the basket and like all you got to do is make a couple baskets, and we know the rim is just the exact same size of the ball.
You think they should have measured it?
It felt like that. Just bouncing. I mean, it was not a forgiving rim.
Yeah, and that's why I'll walk away from that just feeling like that was there. It was there for the taking. You just needed a couple plays, couple shots to go down there in that stretch we mentioned, and I think that goes the other way. But alas, it did not.
It was somebody. I mean, just missed shots they normally make.
Multiple.
Just missed a layup.
Yeah, that happens.
Yeah, it is.
Did you want to talk about the? I mentioned officiating didn't cost West Virginia the game, but there were some weird calls in there. Flagrant. You guys are going to move on?
Well, I would say this about that. Yeah, it was less than optimal. One would call it suboptimal, but you made 3 times more. You made 3 times more shots than they made at the foul line. Mm-hmm. You took 13 more foul shots.
Yeah,
So yeah, I get it. Now the women's game on the other side, the officials had a bad day. Plain and simple, a bad day. Bizarre calls consistently. And that game's on ESPN too. That doesn't represent well. And someone I was listening to said, they might want to take one of the guys at the scores table and let him ref. Well, that's none other than Morgantown's own Bill Titus. He runs the score clock down there at the table. He only worked multiple Final Fours as a women's official. You know what? What do you think, Brad? Kind of like have him put the black and white shirt on, just kind of go over. He used to ref games here at West Virginia. Yeah. Let Titus go back out there.
Hop, I'll say this. Yes, you had a free throw advantage, but that's not the only indication of how the officiating went. You should have had more free throws, quite frankly. There's timing involved in when the calls are made, and I thought there were a couple that went against West Virginia that weren't necessarily the accurate call, that came at very inopportune times, like massively inopportune times. So it's what I often say. 2 things can be true at once. The officiating cannot have had its ideal day, and you didn't play well enough to get the win. Both of those things can be true.
True.
So
fact.
That's how I walked away from that game. Yes, you had a massive free throw advantage. You should have. There were a couple inopportune calls at times that really, really took opportunities away that might have swung that game.
The flagrant on Brennan Lorient was horse crap. It's a basketball play. The Honor Huff getting absolutely tomahawked across the forearm as he's going up for an underhand scoop would have put 2 shots on the line. I mean, how do you miss that?
I don't know because the official was right there. I don't know how you missed that.
All right,
but
enough
anyway,
enough of that.
You need, but again, two things can be true. You didn't play well enough.
Yeah, that's true. Time for Textual Healing. Brought to us by episode800.com. Visit that website. Got all kinds of stuff there. Windshield wipers.
No, there's not windshield
we're out of
wipers.
the windshield wipers now?
We don't have any windshield wipers. There's too many different kinds you'd have to have. I mean,
Well, we might not have windshield wipers, but I tell you what we do have. We got us some popcorn, and we got us some good stuff. Hey, Jakey, show us some of that Home Run 304. Someone was asking recently.
there we go.
Yeah, there it is.
Ooh.
Now that is, so let me tell you how they make this stuff. So you got
What's
your
this?
popcorn.
This is our popcorn?
You got your popcorn. You got your chocolate dots over there. They melt that and do a chocolate drizzle on top of those peanuts. And then mix it with that caramel corn. And it's called Home Run 304. And it's available right now on our website. You know, that baseball banquet, each table had some of that.
Yeah.
You know Tim Bowling?
Oh, yeah.
Brad, you know Tim?
Heard of him.
Yeah. I was with him Friday over at the Distinguished Alumni Induction.
Excuse me?
Yeah. I went over there. Mike Florio got inducted.
Oh, did he?
Yeah. So I went over Friday,
Outstanding.
and Bowling was raving about the popcorn from the baseball leadoff dinner. He said he actually stole some just so he could have more. So here's Bowling out there, just klepto, stealing the popcorn. He loved it so much.
You know who really got into it? President Benson was killing it too.
He enjoyed it.
Oh, he was killing it. Yeah. I
That's
mean,
good.
he didn't wait to take it home. He opened on site
I don't blame him.
and got into it.
It's good stuff.
Very addicting.
Outstanding. I didn't know anything about that.
Well, you're not one.
Why? I didn't say I was.
No, it was a really nice night. Mike Florio
Oh, good.
was in there.
You want me to check?
Mrs. Maisie, a great story. She used to be the provost here. She became a president at several institutions across the country, including Bowling Green. She was fantastic. Morris Morrison, well-known speaker, and Florio. And Florio, stunning.
How's Florio doing?
Well, he's at the Super Bowl right now.
Oh,
But got emotional.
really?
Yeah,
Did he?
yeah. Old tough guy Florio.
Yeah, it's unusual for him.
Yeah.
Very unusual, which made me, it was good because it showed that it meant something to him. You know, one thing I always say, he went to undergrad at Carnegie Mellon. I used to say he got an electrical engineering degree. They revealed he got 2 degrees from Carnegie Mellon. Then he came down here for law school.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know, my son, we went to Pittsburgh and we were talking about that. He said, I looked at Carnegie Mellon and I decided not to go there. And I said, what makes you think you could have gotten into Carnegie Mellon?
Yeah. My oldest son, Michael, got a call
He could have gotten in, right?
from basketball to go play there.
Oh.
So we went up there one day, walked around on campus, probably about 15, 20 minutes, did a little bit of a visit. I said, Mike, don't think so. Yeah, I think he's in total agreement with me.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Texter, I've been playing the at-home version of Spreads on Stats that I bought from episode800.com. Pretty sweet, except my Hoppy action figure did not arrive, or is it on a backpacking trip to Uzbekistan? Anyway, my research project revolves around the amount of money that each college football program really has. As in ultra-wealthy donors, it's apparent that the Big Ten will be in charge until the model changes. If you rank the Big Ten and the SEC 1 through 34 in ultra-wealthy donors, 4 of the top 7 are Michigan, Ohio State, Indiana. Each of those 3 have won a national championship. Oregon. The other 3 of the top 7 all fired their coach last season. Arkansas, Auburn, Michigan State. This could ultimately benefit the Big 12 some because there is starting to become some friction in the alliance between the Big Ten and the SEC. And then he takes a shot at me. He says, P.S. I appreciate Tony explaining in the last episode that his brother-in-law is his brother-in-law by marriage. That really connected the dots for me. Oh, good old Pete from Pennsboro.
Boy, they're not giving any slack, Tony.
No, they're not. Pete from Pennsboro, not his real name.
Imagine that.
I think that's a guy that works at United Bank. He got revealed one day by someone. You know, that Pete from Pennsboro, that's actually Blow, whatever his name is, from United Bank. It's okay. Texter, no Valentine's Delight popcorn this year. We did have the Valentine's, but we're not doing the Valentine's. We're doing the Home Run 304.
Okay.
So tell your significant other that really the Home Run 304 is really the Valentine's popcorn. Ted from Colorado, I laughed at your discussion of Coach Hodge and the Crouch. Growing up in Wyoming County with coal miners, it was not called the Crouch. When coal miners assumed that position, they were hunkered down. I think the Crouch should be replaced with hunkered down.
I think that's a good suggestion, Tony. You might want to think about that.
Nah, I don't like it.
Okay.
Evan in Arlington, Virginia. I ran into Gortat in the grocery store a few times. You could see him from an aisle over. Remember, he played in D.C.
Mm-hmm.
The Gortat screen.
Yeah.
So this guy, Evan, sees him in the shopping store.
He was setting up a screen in aisle 6. He might work for the Wizards right now. I'll check.
You want to hear a funny story? Remember Manute Bol?
Sure.
How tall was he? Like 7'6",
7'7".
7'7". So when he played for the 76ers used to use St. Joe's gym for their shoot-arounds or their shoot-around, I think, on the day of the game. So West Virginia would play St. Joe's. So a couple of times we were there. Twice I saw it. So we would shoot around, and then the Sixers would come in after us.
Mm-hmm.
And then we would walk out. And Manute Bol had, you remember those conversion vans?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Drove a conversion van, but they had cut the roof off of it and put an extender on the thing that allowed him to drive it. Because if he didn't, his head would be,
Oh, my gosh.
right? Kind of like Fred Flintstone, popped his head through this. So I always remember Manute Bol because of that.
Similar to Joswiak driving the little car he had when he was
Teeny
here.
little car that he had, little Sprint Fire, whatever thing.
Gortat is currently head of player development and assistant coach with the Wizards.
So he still might be shopping over there.
He might be.
As a follow-up to your discussion about Nico not yet finding a new team, do you guys talk about that on Sportsline? I don't remember talking about that here. Anyway, 11,000-plus players entered the portal this year. As of the 23rd of January, after the portal closed, 5,800, almost 5,900, still looking for a new home.
Wow.
20% from FBS, 26% from FCS, 54% from D2s and D3s.
You're saying the grass isn't always greener?
Apparently not. Of the 11,000-plus kids who entered the portal, 53% don't have a home
That's
yet.
incredible.
Wow.
That's a relevant stat, Brad, as this thing is seeking to find an equilibrium.
Mm-hmm.
7 Power 4 conference teams lost at least 30% of their offensive and defensive snaps to the portal. Iowa State lost 63%. Oak State 53%, which I say good because West Virginia gets to play them.
Yes.
Auburn 39, Colorado 37, Michigan State, Cal 34, Penn State 32.
Yeah, but
And Colorado's the only school that didn't have a head coaching change.
Iowa State's 63% loss covers Penn State's 32%
Yeah,
loss.
seriously. There's a lot there.
True that.
How about this one? Tony transferred once. I did transfer once. And I'm sure that was a difficult process. But T.J. Finley, a coveted quarterback recruit, has played at 7 schools. LSU, Auburn, Texas State, Tulane, Western Kentucky, Georgia State, and now Incarnate Word. How in God's name does one get a degree by going to 7 schools? Transferring once would be a pain in the butt, but transferring 7 times?
Well, the answer
That one's amazing. We talked about this on an episode a couple episodes ago. That one just stuns me. And coveted quarterback recruit probably went away after the second transfer there. All due respect to TJ.
Hey, Jake, I forgot to put the graphic, but there's a baseball graphic that has all the has a bunch of school logos on it. The WVU, it's basketball logos. I don't think people realize how good of a program we have been in the last quarter century. And the gentleman sent a graphic along with that, and it showed that despite the fact that West Virginia has had this unprecedented turbulence within the program, that WVU against ranked teams still has a very high number there it is right there. So most ranked wins in college basketball in the last, does that say 10? 10 seasons. Does that look right? It's 10, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you can see West Virginia 32. See down there?
Yeah. Well, you have, if you look at it in the larger context, West Virginia has an excellent base in football and basketball. And now women's basketball, too, and it's growing in baseball. So you got good bases, B-A-S-E-S, in all of those sports.
Yeah. Texter, I was watching an old West Virginia game and saw a play made by a name that wasn't familiar to me. This is football. I figured Tony could tell us a story off of the top of his head about this guy's entire background, including WVU career. And where is he now? Tom Briggs. Tom Briggs was an excellent transfer defensive player for the Mountaineers. He was very, very tough. Came from the Syracuse area, and if memory serves me correctly, never got an offer from Syracuse. But he became a very important part of West Virginia's defense. And I'd have to look into it, but he made a play. He made an extremely significant play. In the back of my mind, I want to say almost like a game-winning play at some point with a sack or something like that. But he was tough. He was a tough dude.
He played, I'll try to find that, Tony. That name rings a bell with me, too. He played in arena football for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 teams.
Oh, my.
From 1995 to 2008.
Does it list his hometown?
Yeah, Syracuse.
It says just straight Syracuse?
Yeah.
I didn't know if it was outside of Syracuse. Texter, John from Oklahoma City. Does Indiana's win for the national title add another name to the West Virginia cradle of coaches? We talk about that a lot, that whole he wasn't born, Curt Cignetti was not born here, so it would be a hybrid version of that. You could make another statement for that.
Tony, in 1991, Briggs recorded 44 tackles, 5 sacks, 3 fumble recoveries.
Yeah, it might have been a fumble recovery.
And 1 forced fumble. In 1992, he totaled 47 tackles, 7 sacks, a forced fumble, and a fumble recovery.
What was his last year?
92.
Was his last year?
Well, that's what I'm just going off Wikipedia, but
Okay.
that's a good run.
That's never wrong.
That's a good run. Well, I'm just
No, I know. I get it.
had 30 seconds to find out.
That's fine. Love listening to today's episode. You guys were talking about Temple and John Chaney. My mother and I attended the game in 91 where Chaney got tossed before first half was over. I shouldn't even been there. My parents lived in Falling Waters, were friends with Gerald Catlett. It was unusual for Gail to call my dad a couple of times a season. It wasn't unusual for Gail to call my dad a couple of times a season to ask if he'd like to come up for a Saturday afternoon game. Dad wasn't feeling well, so I took my mom. When we got to the Coliseum, our seats were second row floor at the end of the court near what used to be the equipment room. Even at the end of the court, we could hear Chaney's language when he received the 2 technicals back-to-back. It certainly sounded like he threatened the referee as 2 West Virginia State police officers escorted him from the floor. It was one of the most entertaining games we ever saw, signed by Tim in Fairfield Glade, Tennessee. Yeah, I would imagine if you're on those baseline seats, you probably heard a little bit there.
Mm-hmm.
And John would have threatened, and yeah, anyway. He told John Calipari he's going to kill him. I'll kill you. If you haven't seen that video, look that one up on the YouTube.
I was there, I don't know where it was. It might have been one of the tournaments, and something happened during the game. And the post-game press conference, he goes off on the officials.
Oh, yeah.
And he's like, fine me.
That's right.
Fine me.
Yeah.
Sue me. Do whatever. He wore his emotions on his sleeve.
I was doing the Atlantic 10 tournament at the Palestra, and Temple was playing against somebody, and he lost his mind. So he wanted to go after the official. He really, truly wanted to run across the floor and go get him. His staff, this is absolutely a hand of the Bible. His staff held him back, and he was trying to go so hard to get him, he literally went into the air. He literally went into the air, like his head just went like up in the air, and they were holding him. He wanted to go across the floor.
But his players loved him.
Oh, absolutely.
And loved him and played for him.
He was the first dude that practiced in the morning.
6 in
the morning. Come on in. Texter, thanks for the trip down memory lane talking about the Eastern 8 Atlantic 10. I was a freshman, 80-81. We went on that long winning streak only to get beat by Pitt in the finals of the conference tournament at the Igloo in Pittsburgh. To date, I swear that was the most intense and exciting basketball game I've seen in person. The place electric. Hoppy would have been there. Speaking of Chaney, people forget that when he'd come to the Coliseum, this is true, he would purposely switch the sides of the court so that you played on defense in front of your basket in the second half, and you had your offense on your end in the first half just to mess with Gail Catlett. Back then, the visiting coach had the option.
Oh.
Couldn't do that today. Cheney was the best. Ben and Scott Depot.
I didn't remember that. Did you remember that?
So I remember this. Remember, Gale used to do his pregame radio interview live.
Yes.
Do it live. And so he goes and sits down, and he's doing his pregame with Jack, and it's on the air. And he sees Temple. He sees Temple on the other side, and he goes, "Oh, excuse me."
Right during the interview, he saw it.
He said, "Excuse me, Jack." He
Got up.
He got up.
Oh my gosh.
He got up, started organizing the traffic. Like, what do you? You know, that was just, you could do that back then. That's pretty wild.
What did they play? Was it the 2-3 zone or the?
They played it. Yeah, they played it.
1-3-1
matchup zone.
Matchup zone.
Matchup
Always
zone.
everybody flipped out.
Yeah. Lastly here, got a guy from the Lear South Coal Mine and his brother. So right there, he found the cheerleaders there, the cheer section.
Nice.
And those two dudes there, they hit everything this weekend. Every event, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday in Morgantown.
Good work.
They were there, and they closed it up with the victory over the Baylor Bears. So thanks, guys, for checking in. Anything else? Oh, by the way, 3 guys before the game, remind you to download that GoMart app. Great savings, great opportunity. Did you say you had something about GoMart?
Me?
Senator.
No, just a reminder. We had that the value days where you turn
Right.
back the clock on the pricing. So
Now there's another one this month.
Yeah, there is. So I can't wait to find out what it is. I went in Thursday and did that. Got the 100 bonus points. You know, it's an either or. You go in and you spin on the app.
Okay.
Right on the top of the app, you can hit the button and you spin. You either get 100 reward points or you get the pricing on the item. So I picked up 100.
100 points.
100. Yeah, thanks to Michael. Very good customer service again. Postal Plaza.
Postal.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. Visit GoMart. Triple rewards points. Still do triple on Saturday, right? Triple rewards points.
Yeah, I did that today. Saturday.
You got that too. All right, so check it out.
Load it up there, Kirch.
Windshield wiper
That's
fluid.
what
I
you have
think
to
that's
do.
going pretty strong.
Did you get some?
They have a nice supply at Postal Plaza if you need some, because I grabbed some.
Blue?
Blue.
Yeah, blue
Winter
stuff.
formula. Go down to minus 20.
Cheney won 741 games as a head coach.
He was really, really good. And the always thing was always neat about
Do
him
we have
is-
the date of the new GoMart pricing this month? Is that out yet?
I haven't
We
seen
don't
it
know
yet.
that yet, right?
I haven't seen it yet.
We'll let you know.
We got some other stuff coming up. I told you last time we're going to do some live events with involving baseball.
Good.
And some here, and we're going to do a road date too.
Excuse me?
We're going to do a road
We're
date
going on the road?
out near your area where you were born and reared.
Well, it's just just a little bit north.
A little Hagerstown action. So we got that going on.
That's good.
Might be part of a fun United Way event coming up here.
We're
Close to their goal. We're going to help kind of like us with BW3, going to like Buffalo Wild Wings. I don't think BW3, right? Buffalo Wild Wings.
Yeah, so
I'll push that thing right over the
listen,
top.
I don't want to.
Should we we can't give the dates yet?
Well, he is probably going to. I don't know that we can. It's not locked. It's locked.
It's locked
Not
enough.
Is it? Go ahead.
Yeah, it's locked enough. So we're going to do a chicken
not locked
wing.
enough. Here we go.
We're going to do a chicken wing eating contest at Buffalo Wild Wings to help the folks at the United Way take the goal for this year and put it over the top.
So this event should do that, I think, right?
Yes.
This should push you over
Yes.
or close.
So think about late this month is when we're going to do that. Late this month. We'll let you know more details, but they have high-profile contestants.
Excuse me?
High-profile
What
contestants.
does that mean?
Yeah.
Like big boys.
So this isn't just the ultra hot contest like we did
Okay.
in a couple of our other events. This is just straight like
How many?
hot dog eating contest, right? But it's with wings. Like this is volume.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I mean, you bringing in some pros or what?
No, not bringing in pros,
transfers
but just
or what?
people you would know.
Oh, it's one of those.
Yeah,
But
people you would
So you
know.
know who they are?
I don't. No, I don't. But I
Our
was
guy
told.
Dave Thomas, Clear Mountain Bank's going to be involved.
Oh yeah.
Right, he helps. Gold
Help.
Blue Enterprises, I think, is going to be involved, right?
Yeah, absolutely. It may be it's going to be a good time. We're going to have big chicken. We'll get you details later. Probably can we get some details by
Rocky,
Wednesday?
I think Rocky's on board Vision Homes.
Okay.
I think he's
Sure.
helping.
All right, we're back on Wednesday.
When does this show start? Because it's been very loosey-goosey.
We're going to be
Welcome
back
the show.
on
This is your first episode.
Wednesday to preview the Cincinnati game, which will be played on Thursday. Special thanks to our producer, Mr. Dr. Jake.
Did a great job today.
It's just terrific. Three Guys Before the Game is brought to us by the fine folks at Go-Mart. Go for good times. Go for Go-Mart. Download the app and immediately begin saving on your food and your fuel.
And washer fluid.
Washer fluid, it's blue. By Lou Wendell Marine Sales in St. Albans. They sell Family Fun, the only Honda Marine premium dealer in West Virginia.
Get an icebreaker.
Tudor's Biscuit World. Start your day the homemade way with a Tudor's Biscuit. Take advantage of the $5 Sunrise Special. By Comax Business System, keeping West Virginia's business data safe, secure, and efficient for 25 years. By Jan Dills, attorneys at law. They're the ones that won't take no for an answer. And by Conley CPA Group, providing value beyond numbers. All right, that'll do it for us. 694 episode down, and we'll be back on Wednesday to preview the Mountaineers and the Bearcats. Stay warm. See you.